Oh yeah, it's time to review Doom Eternal, and it might be. Brian, do you think it's a masterpiece? Brian's half asleep. This might very well be a masterpiece. Let's see if I can work that out in my head as I'm talking to you guys. Just pulling it out of my ass, really. So, Doom 2016 comes out, revitalizes Doom. I think revitalizes, the fun in first-person shooters, because it was all about, loadouts and other stupid shit up until then. So we're gonna get to big guns. We're gonna blow up demons and shit, and they're gonna run from you. They're scared. You're ripping their eyeballs out with your bare hands and all kinds of other crazy shit. Well, so here comes the sequel, Arachnotron Eternal. And so you're like, man, I'm a badass. I'm a fucking Doom vet. I want to play this shit on ultra violence. And you know what? So, we do it. We're fucking great. And get my ass kicked, get my ass freaking annihilated. This little Arachnotron piece of shit, I'm gonna chainsaw him. No, you can't chainsaw him because he's now classified as a heavy. I'm like, what the fuck? He has a class now? He's just an Arachnotron piece of shit. I've killed that little blue-eyed bastard a billion times. Not like, no. That motherfucker owns your ass. And you're freaking dead. And they sitting there will say, oh, well, you gotta go after his weakness. You gotta weaken him out because you need to shoot that little turn he has on the top of his head. You shoot the turn off, it takes a huge damn amount of effort, and you're about to get annihilated, and you got no bullets left. And he's like, hey man, you took my turn off, I'm just gonna start shooting grenades at you, kill you again. It's like, what the fuck? And so you end up dying like 7 or 8 times. You ain't never got no life, you ain't never got no ammo, you're all about to die in like 2 seconds. Like, dear God, I don't remember ultra violence being this rough. You're playing the game wrong. You're playing it like old school Doom. Doom Eternal mixes that shit up, and it's going to give you these little thingies, little side systems or mechanics, and you're going to need to juggle these things, kind of like a metal type gameplay. And so, oh, you get a little flamethrower on your shoulder. You use that to get armor. Oh, you're out of bullets every 5 seconds. Well, your chainsaw actually gets gas automatically every 20 seconds. And you'll hear it. It'll sound like bloop, and it's like something like it's getting splashed into the can. You need to, as soon as you get that up, you need to go and press C on the latest little zombie guy and make sure that you get a bazillion bullets out of that. And so, okay, so when you're thinking of it like that, it's like there's not enough ammo to survive. And it's real helpful to cast the flamethrower or shoot the flamethrower on the little zombie and then chainsaw him. Wait a minute. He's like an ammo pickup. It's like, I should leave this guy alive. All focus should be on the Arachnotron. He's the one who has an actual real threat of killing me. The zombie will claw me or shoot a bullet at me. It's pretty easy to dodge. The Arachnotron's a dick, though, so he's like super impossible. This is Arachnotron Eternal we're freaking playing over here. And, you start learning. And it's like, okay, I need to mix these up, so I need to watch my cooldowns. And when you got a progression system, it's like, oh, well, this is going to lower down the cooldown on flamethrower. It's like, yo, I need to lower down that cooldown on that flamethrower because I need my armor. So I need my armor upgrades. And it's like, you're like, these are little secrets and stuff. It's like, dude, as soon as you kill the enemies, man, I really need to get my armor up. I need to get my health max up. I need to get my ammo max up. Sure as hell need to get my ammo max up because I'm out of ammo every 2 seconds. And so you're like super in depth looking for them damn secrets. It's like, we're not leaving the fucking level until we get all our shit that we need to keep going on. And it leads to this like entirely new dynamic. While on the surface level, it just looks like you're playing Doom 2016. Enemies are exploding, you're killing a bunch of enemy shit and stuff with guns and stuff. They're still flashing, you're doing glory kills. But the meta, man, the meta has changed the way Doom Eternal is. And now their enemies are so damn aggressive, it's like, well, in Doom 2016, they were running from you. You're now running from them. And so, you got like, was Cliff Belinsky right? Is this the Dark Souls of first-person shooters? Because it sure as hell feels like it. It's the Arachnotron of first-person shooters. Now get your ass kicked, and until you get onto what Doom Eternal wants you to do, you fucking suck, and you will die over and over again. And now I can understand that a lot of people is like, dude, I just want to fucking, blow shit up. I don't want to have to use my brain. I don't have to sit there and like, oh, well, here's a cacodemon, so I need to switch to shotgun, and I made it, you know, make sure I'm using the right mod on the shotgun that shoots the grenade, so I can put the grenade into the cacodemon's mouth, and then it'll blow up, or get to, you know, the glory kill state, and I got to glory kill it after that, or you know, give it 5 seconds, it's going to come right the fuck back, because I didn't glory kill it, so I didn't follow this exact step that I needed to do, which is switch to shotgun, switch to shotgun mod for the grenade the cacodemon, and then glory kill it. It's like, that's 5 or 6 things you got to do for just one enemy that's classified as a heavy or whatever. And it's like, people could get pissed off about that. What I found it was, it's almost like every fight's like a puzzle of some sort. You have to keep moving. You have to keep jumping around. You got to use, there's like little pressure things that will like push you across the level, give you super jumps and stuff. You got these dash things that you have to do. You got to dash in the air. They might, you know, Remnant's going to lock on your ass and shoot missiles at you. You have to dash or double jump to get out of that shit. And it's like, each little arena fight is now no longer just about moving in a circle around the level and just, you know, owning all the monsters. And every once in a while using a chainsaw. No, now you've got to have a fucking plan. You got to have a plan, an actual plan, or overall scheme of plans, and like a plan for your progression. The progression system has been vastly updated, so now you've got all this shit for your weapons and for your armor. You've got all of these runes, and boy, you need this shit. You can have up to 3 runes at a time. I think one of the must-have runes for me was the ability to change your jump direction in the air, and so like you got to be careful about where you're gonna put your weapon points in, because you can get a lot. Well, I call them optional weapon points. So they're pretty easy to find. There might be some kind of purple gate key or little purple area that, you know, or a little globe or whatever they can and put out some extra enemies, kind of like a side challenge to help you get weapons points. And they're pretty rough, but that could help you boost your weapon. And then like when you get to the super ability of the weapon, it's going to make you perform certain tasks. Like, oh, well, you know, you need to put 20 grenades in this. Well, no, the Barista snipe shot had specifically, I think it was like kill 20 cacodemons with the Barista, and so, you know, you have to do these things, so you'd have to look for opportunities. Oh, well, there's that. Damn, I forgot this guy. There's like a big imp that could teleport around. It's like, uh-oh, I see the big imp that can teleport around. I need to lock on his ass with the rocket launcher and then make sure I kill him with that. And it's like, and then what was kind of cool is even if you were getting your ass kicked in the segment, that stuff kept building up. So as long as you, even if you died and we had to repeat the same segment over and over again, as long as you kept killing that dude with that rocket launcher locked in, you would build toward it. And then once you unlock the weapon, it becomes pretty damn good. A max shotgun with a meat hook that gets you armor back, and it's got, you know, a fast reload time. It's pretty damn strong. The double barrel, I'm sorry. And then like the max regular shotgun, which had the 5 grenades on it, you can put a lot of damage out. And so even your sturdy weapon, you don't even have that lane pistol no more, but even your sturdy shotgun can be pretty damn effective towards later enemies. And as you unlock these abilities on these guns, you weren't locked in like, oh, I have to freaking fight this cacodemon this way. Well, no, you don't have to just switch to shotgun and then, you know, switch to the grenade mod and then freaking throw a rocket into his mouth. You could throw a grenade, or you could freeze it with the freeze grenade, or a charged shot from the Barista cannon will just fuck it up. And so, okay, so the cacodemon, I mean the Arachnotron is seemingly fucking invincible. He's dodging all your shit, and it's like if you're not shooting, you know, your shotgun grenades at it to get this little turn off, it's like almost impossible. Well, no, once you get that fucking minigun and with a shield on it, you just bring the shield up and go right up to that motherfucker's face and own his ass, and it's like vindictive revenge. fuck you, Arachnotron, you little shithead. Now you're just a little bitch like the rest of them, and you feel so good, and sooner or later you've got big stupid swords. Oh, here comes a cyber demon. He's called a tyrant now, but he's a cyber demon. He's a big badass. Oh, fucking cut his shit up like it ain't nothing. So it's like you come back, you get redemption, and you're the fucking badass, and the enemies are scared of you until that's when they throw the loop on your ass, because they introduced this Marauder motherfucker. And that Marauder asshole, he has a super duper beat everything fucking shield. And he shoots this little dog bastard after you. So you're trying to shoot him, and like nothing's happening. He's throwing damn axes at you, and it's like doing stupid damage. And it's like, man, this guy's an asshole. Freaking Archviles and Cyber Demons ain't got shit on this piece of crap, because he's got his idiot-proof shield, and you can't even BFG that shit. And so it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do about this little dick? And there's various techniques to do it, but it's basically you got to position yourself about 10 to 20 feet away, which usually means you're running backwards as fast as you can. You better know the level enough where you can run backwards and turn around the level at the same time. And he's going to come up to you. He's going to flash green for like this millisecond before he throws the axe or swings the axe towards you. That's where you either double shotgun him, or my preference was to the charged ballista, because an upgraded charged ballista, you get at least 2 ballista shots on him, and only 6 would be needed to put him in the glory state. So you would have to open up twice, and you would hit 2, and just do that 3 times. There's other people who have said, well, you use a combination of double barrel, and you have to have a mod so you can quick select your weapon. It's a rune thing, a predator suit thing, and to get to go to the ballista. And then I've heard people say, well, you double barrel him, and then you put the BFG when he's stunned for a 6 seconds and blow his ass off, and it mostly always works. A lot of people have a problem with this guy because he breaks the rules and he changes the entire pace. Well, as you are getting better, you become the aggressor, and for the most part, you have to move through the level, and you gotta, make sure that your shit's getting cooled down, because you're gonna need your old shit. My favorite old shit button was the ice grenade, because it froze a whole ton of people when you shot him and a life came out. It would get you in a lot of trouble. But you gotta make sure all your shit's built up. Some of that stuff wasn't even going to be really work, because he's got a shield. He'll just block the damn ice grenade. And make sure the enemies are all cleared out except for little zombies for ammo and life. And then try to duel this guy. And it reminds me almost like of in an original Doom 2, when you're playing deathmatch with a double barrel shotgun. It's like, okay, you needed to get, if you shot the guy too early from far away, and you both had double barrels, he would live through the shot. It wouldn't kill him. And then he could engage close to you while you were reloading, and he could kill you. It kind of reminds, it's like a duel. It's almost like a duel. And it's almost like a melee duel, really, because he has to wait. You have to get him into he's in a dashing melee range to kill him, or to make him vulnerable. But a lot of people are mad about this dick, because he shows up as a mid boss, or a boss as first. So he's like a boss type character. He's kills you over and over again until you figure his technique, his pattern out, and then then at pretty much every level after that, he's going to show up sooner or later in that level, maybe twice or maybe 2 or 3 times. Never 2 together, because dear God, it would be unimaginably difficult to beat this Marauder piece of shit. But he's going to show up, and you're going to have to deal with him. And a lot of times it's kind of a surprise that first time he shows up, and you're like, holy shit. You just see him running towards you. What he needs is like, in the original Doom, when there's like a cyber demon in the level, when he gets activated, you hear the and you hear that no matter where you are in the level. The Marauder is such a dick is that he kind of needs a call like that, so that you know that there's now a Marauder on the damn battle arena and shit's about to go down. It's pretty much what you need. But for all of the bitching I just did, you know what? I kind of like that piece of shit. There's something you're going to pull. You're going to remember that. I'm sure going to remember this little asshole for the rest of your days. And I guess they wanted their super monster, kind of their mascot, and the Marauder's like their little mascot, and he has a story where he's like almost a Slayer or some shit. I don't know the freaking Doom Eternal story, but I guess we'll talk about that for a second. There's a big, huge story, and it does not immediately pick off of 2016. It kind of picks off like, you know, Earth's already been invaded, and there's some Hell Priest things, and you don't, unless you're looking into the little glossaries and stuff, you don't know what the fuck's going on, nor you do care. It's like, here's your guy, he's walking around like he's, you know, the toughest big shit, while these guys are giving out speeches or some shit. Why don't you just punch them in the balls? Eventually, you know, what's going to happen, you grab them and break their neck. You do it over and over again. But it's like, it's kind of, you know, Doom 2016 was kind of bizarrely known for just throwing this story to the side. Even at the beginning, he just pushes the panel to the side, even though the story's there. The story's there, and it's pretty, I don't remember exactly. There was like a cyber girl or whatever, turns into Spider Mastermind, if I remember right, and then you had Samuel, the robot, who talks like this. He's like even deeper than Darth Vader, but the treble all the way up, or bass, whatever the fuck. We'll put the bezel, all of it's going to be up when Samuel talks. But it's like, I don't care about this story, and they put a lot of story in it. You even go back to your, when it first was seen, I was like, is the Doom guy like a, is he an alien? Is he like from another planet? He was on another planet, apparently. He has a history on another planet. But it's some kind of weird thing where they try to link all the Dooms ever. So it's actually the original Doom guy from that Doom who's fighting across dimensions or some fucking shit. And there's like a super dark, evil Death Lord that they're probably going to have you take out in Doom Eternal 3 or whatever the hell they want to call it. Doom 2025. It's just, but I didn't care about the story. It was all gameplay to me. Now it's so intense to fight these fights that you almost need a cigarette break after it. And you don't even, I don't even smoke. It's like you need a cigarette break because it's so freaking intense and insane. And they try to pace it out. There's two main ways they do it. Of course, they've given you a sure enough good reason to go and look under every nook and cranny for the secrets. Not only do you get little cool toys, like little game toys you could put on your Doom spaceship. Why the fuck do you got a spaceship? But I mean, anyway, you also have, you know, things that will help you for progression. The Predator points, the little things that help you boost up your maximum capacity of ammos and lives and armors, which are really, really important to get. They're not too hidden. Your any kind of extra weapon points, and they allow you to go back and forth to visit older levels. And if you get to the end of the level, you can actually use like a kind of like a quick waypoint thing to go back and forth to look for individual secrets. In your auto map, you can put points in your auto map stuff that'll upgrade it to help you find the secrets more. And so when you know that there's a secret in the area from the auto map, and then that's when you start looking around for it. And they're pretty good about hiding shit. A lot of stuff underneath the ground, or, you know, punch a wall open or something, things like that. And you got to get those fucking secrets. And you can also build up extra men. So you might go back to an old level, and you can build up several sets of extra men by going through this level. And you're also looking for secrets and upgrades. And so when you go back to playing the level, your next level, whatever, you'll have these extra men, which will help you when that Marauder fucker shows up and he surprises you and takes a couple of them before you even can figure out what the hell you're doing. And so this helps that secret looking thing. And then also there's a lot of platforming, and so people are going to be kind of pissy about the platforming. There's a puzzle element to the platforming because you have a double jump, and then you have a double dash in the air, and you got to figure out the combination of jumps and dashes that's going to get you to the monkey bars, or it's going to get you to the next area where you can grab a wall and climb up to the wall, kind of like Lara Croft, except like if she was a big fat tank. And then I really like that. There's a couple of like, where the fuck do I go next? And then there's a couple like, yo, I've got to do some obscene jumps, particularly toward the end of the game. There was a section where you had to pop off the wall and then jump and then like do 2 dashes. You have to delay them all just right. Make sure you're doing them in the right order. And then you would have to, even there's one part where you even have to, between all that shit, you have to shoot a little thing that's going to open a gate and go through it. These are pretty damn tough for jumps and stuff. There's not much punishment for doing. If you fall off, I think you lose like 20 health or something like that. But there's a time where it's a little bit to the point where, yo, this is some bullshit. This is just fucking with me. It's pulling my string. I'd rather be having to fight 4 more arachnotrons than have to figure out this puzzle shit. But you just gotta cool down, collect your head, pay attention to what's going on, and you know when you make it, you need to write down or make a mental note. It's like, oh well, I needed to jump and then dash and then jump and then dash to hit that particular crazy jump I just did. And so it's just, you know, you figure it out and you'll be all right. And so with the super intense arena style combat, there's also some just little combats where you're kind of just moving around, and it's more traditional where oh well, here's like 4 guys and they're just in this hallway or whatever, you're going to the next big fight. All of this stuff helps to balance out the game so you don't feel like it's nothing but arenas, because it can be frustrating to be in an arena fight for like 20 or 30 minutes where, you know, and you're trying to get through this shit, and it's particularly before you have your upgrades, or if you really figured out the system of the game, or how you know how to manage your ammo and you manage your life and your armor to stay alive as they keep sending waves and waves of these stupid heavy monsters. But you'll figure it out. You'll figure out their weak points, and then later on you'll figure out they'll have additional ways to kill them as well, or you'll figure out it's like, well, you know what? I've got this BFG on hand. Here's a fucking Archvile. Every time I'm going to see an Archvile, I want him dead immediately. I'm just going to BFG his ass. And then if I don't, I'm going to use the best shit I can to get him. And I've also liked how, you know, they weren't just stuck just doing Renovants and Macubuses and stuff. They would add either variants like the Macubus that shoots the poison goop. It kind of, and they call him an area of denial, guys, because he'll put poison on the ground. You can't go in that area. But, you know, and then I have several variants of Hell Knights, with some of them with swords, which is cool. But there's, you know, some new monsters, particularly the boss monsters. I like the Doom Hunter, which is somewhat similar to the way an Arachnotron is, where he puts a lot of pain out, and he just takes a lot of damage. He has a big shield you have to take out, and, you know, he's like a boss, but he's like a mini-boss as well. And I like that's how that's handled. The icon, the final boss was kind of a dick, but you had to just, once I figured out, it's like, you know, you just need to spam Crucible on anything that's a threat, and then, you know, put all your bullets into the icon of sin. Once you figure that out, you know, it wasn't that tough, but it's tough when you first get there. All of this makes just like this just great super game that's like super intense, that gives you an experience. It's like super fun. It's super anxiety. You're constantly anxious. When's the next Marauder motherfucker going to show up? When's the next Arachnotron? Because you don't usually find that there's a Arachnotron on a level when you start hearing him shoot at you. That's how you find out there's an enemy on the level. And then so you're constantly like on the lookout. You're freaking out. You're like, is my cooldowns on the ice grenade? Is it done? It's like, do I need to? It's like, how do I get these enemies kind of close together? Just, you know, hit them with the flame belt so I could get plenty of armor from them. And it's like, I've got that Mancubus. He's a little far away. I've got him down to his glory kill state. Can I get there in time before he comes out of it? Or do I just need to, you know, kill him? And there's all of these, like, things you have to juggle and manage. And it's hectic and it's insane. And I love it and appreciate it because it's so different. It's still Doom, but they've added enough layers on top of it that it's like, what the fuck? I'm playing something new, and until you get it, it treats you like a bitch. It freaking just kills you over and over again, and it's so colorful and it's so amazing. I had a couple of desktop crashes, and I had there's 1 or 2 times in this particular thing we're fighting this guy right here, this particular Marauder, where it didn't keep my checkpoint correctly. And I had to go further back than I was like, it was like 5 or 6 minutes back, and then I had to get back to this dick. that was frustrating, and it's frustrating when you're probably close to the end to an arena fight and you get killed or by some bullshit. He comes, like, there's some guy who comes out of the glory kill, and you thought you was right to hit the glory kill, but he came out of it. You go up and you punch his toenail, and he's like, "What the fuck you do, boy?" Claw and dead. But you know, a little bit of frustration really gets you going in. It gets you pumped up to go back and get your fucking vengeance. And this is a game that has no problem at all killing you. It's not scared. It's not really the Dark Souls of first-person shooters, but it has that mentality where you got to get good. You got to get good, and you got to get learned. We are not just handing you shit, okay? One more kind of brutal point. I'm not going to let it affect me given that the pause up, but they just added de novo to the multiplayer. There's a multiplayer thing where it's like an asymmetrical player thing where you're like, you have one Doom guy versus two enemies, heavies, and you know, so you could be a Renovate or you could be a Marauder or whatever on the other team. I still don't fucking care. It made it themselves this time, so maybe it's better than, you know, Doom 2016's multiplayer, but people aren't playing it for that. They're playing it for that freaking brilliant campaign that has that diverse gameplay and gets you the arenas, the new things. Even this story, if you want to follow the story, it's there. It's probably better just look that shit up on a wiki page. But I don't know why the multiplayer's there. I don't know why I need to sign into Bethesda Network every fucking second, and I don't know why Todd needs to know that I've just killed this arena, and then he's going to, you know, save my gameplay to the servers and then give me upgrade points or give me unlocks of skins or some shit. I just, on a first-person shooter, why should I care? I want to see my guy in the cutscene, and once I've seen the cutscene one time, I'm just going to skip it for the next time. And so it's like, I don't know why all this shit's there, and they're trying to games as service this shit, but I haven't seen much microtransactions. Now, if there's supposed to be, unlike Doom 2016, some campaign DLCs or whatever, well, yeah, if the price is right, I'll buy them. If they want $50 for 2 hours, then fuck you. But I'll buy them and I'll come back to it. But Todd, I don't know what the. Sometimes I wonder about you, Todd. I don't know why it is. It's always Todd. Todd himself. He not only is he making Elder Scrolls and like freaking Fallout 76, Fallout First passes. He's doing all this shit. He's behind the scenes on everything. We have to blame Todd about our entire life story. It's his fault. It's his fucking fault. It's his fault that this Marauder kept killing me here. Todd, why'd you do that shit to me? You fucking asshole. But we don't need de novo in some shit that we're not going to play anyway. I don't know how many people are playing this online battle mode. I doubt it's very much. You know, you're going to get people playing it on a couple days for Twitch or whatever, and then, you know, who cares? Who cares? It's mainly, you know, about the game. And the game's, I would say, almost double the size of Doom 2016. I mean, it took me 20... Well, yeah, it took me about 20 hours to beat. My friend Brian, I think he did it 100% everything, and also Angry Joe did, and they said about 25 hours to hit 100% everything on Ultraviolence, all the secrets and all the special arenas and stuff. But, bro, this is hot, and it might be my game of the year for 2020. The year has been kind of weak overall, so we'll see, Doom, whether you can do it. And but 2 paws up, Kitty loves the killing the shit. She loves the pretty graphics. She was frustrated about dying all the time to get to Arachnotron, but we figured it out, Kitty. We figured out Shield owns that shit. Brian just wants more Doom. He wants more of this shit. Paws up from Brian too. I think it's a must play. Now, whether you like it or not, it's a different story. Some people like just the cathartic gameplay of Doom 2016. Just the brainless murdering. That's great in its own right, but it's also, I'm happy that it kind of went to this new direction that I wasn't expecting at all. I was expecting, you know, probably die a little bit and then, you know, some arena fights, and I was expecting just the damn Gauss cannon and double shotgun again. That's what I was expecting, and it, you know, but that isn't what we got here. Doom Eternal is a legit, it's the same, but it's drastically different, and it's a learning curve, and it's must play. It's absolutely must play.